Welcome to everyone. In this video, we are going to see about CSS and forms. What is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It is a style sheet language used to describe the presentation of HTML and XML documents. CSS works by selecting HTML elements and applying styles to them. These various styles include such as font properties, colors, sizes, borders, background images, and even position elements on the page. CSS plays a crucial role in building websites by allowing developers to control the visual appearance and layouts of web pages. Here we can see the syntax of CSS. The syntax of CSS consists of selectors, properties, and values. First, let us see about selectors. Selectors. CSS selectors are used to target HTML element to apply styles. A selector can target a specific element, a group of elements, or all elements on the web page. Properties. CSS properties are used to define the visual style of targeted elements such as font size, color, background color, etc. And the last one is values. CSS values are used to set the specific values of each property. Each declaration contains a property name and its values and are separated from others properties by a colon. Location of styles. In general, there are three main ways to include CSS styles in an HTML document. First one is inline styles, second one is internal styles, and the last one is external style sheets. First one, internal style sheets. In inline style sheets, the rule is placed within an HTML element using the style attribute. Inline style only affects the element it is defined within and overrides any other style definitions for the properties used in the inline style. Here bottom we can see the syntax of an inline style which are written between the paragraph tag. The advantages of inline styles are specificity, which means that we can specify the style of the element. Next comes the quick changes. With quick changes, we can quickly fix any specific element and don't want to spend time on modifying the CSS file. The another advantages of inline style are conditional styling. This can be helpful in situations where you need to change the styling of an element based on user input and other dynamic factors. The disadvantages are maintenance, reusability, and separation of concerns. With maintenance, it is difficult to update the styling of web page as it is applied to each individual element and can be scattered throughout the code. When it comes to reusability, inline styles are not used in a particular place and are scattered around the web page, which increases the necessity to duplicate the styles in multiple places throughout the code. Separation of concerns. It makes harder to understand and modify the code over time because the HTML and the CSS are written together. Internal styles. Internal styles is a rule included directly in the head section of the HTML document using the style tag. Advantages are specificity, consolidation, performance. Consolidation means that you can consolidate all your styles in one place as it's shown here, background color and font family in the styles tag. Performance. Internal styles are generally faster than external style sheets because they are loaded within the HTML document and don't require additional HTTP request to fetch the CSS file. However, there are disadvantages in the internal style sheets that are maintenance, reusability, separation of concerns. And the last one is external style sheets. External style sheets are CSS styles that are stored in separate file and linked to an HTML document using a link tag. This link tag is written in head tag container. We can see at the bottom of the display. Advantages are reusability, maintenance, separation of concerns, caching. What caching means that the CSS file only needs to be downloaded once, even if the user visits multiple pages on the website or application. The disadvantages are HTTP request, where the external style sheets require an additional HTTP request to fetch the CSS file, which can slow down the initial load time of the website. Specificity. External style sheets have a lower specificity than inline styles or internal styles, meaning that they can be overridden more specific style defined elsewhere in the code. Dependency. External style sheets are dependent on the availability of CSS file and the network connection of the user. If the CSS file is missing, the user has a slow or unreliable connection to fetch the CSS file. Next, we are going to see about HTML forms. HTML form is a section of a document which contains controls such as text fields, passwords, checkboxes, submission button, menus, etc. An HTML form facilitates the user to enter data that is to be sent to the server for processing such as name, email address, password, phone number, etc. Why using HTML forms? HTML forms are required if you want to collect some data from the website visitor. Example, if a user wants to purchase some items on internet, he or she must ensure to fill the form such as shipping address, credit or debit card details so that the item can be sent to the given address. Next, let us see about the HTML syntax. Form syntax. The form syntax. It goes like this. At first, you have the form tag which acts like a container and it has two actions, action and method. Action connects to the server and method there are two values, either get or post. And then we are going to write the input controls such as text fields, text area, radio button and button. And we are going to close the tag. Here are some of the tags and its description. Form tag. It defines the HTML form to enter inputs by the used site. Input. It defines the input control. Text area. It defines the multiple line input control. Label. It defines a label for an input element. Field set. It groups the related elements in a form. Now let us see a few examples. Here is a CSS example. Here we can see the body which we are given font family and background color. Next we have given the header tag style, color and text alignment. And for the P tag we have given the color and font size. And for the A, that is the hyperlink tag, we are given the color and the text decoration. In the style tag which is written in the head container. Now let's try to run. Here we can see the website is written where we have changed the background color to blue and used the various CSS properties. Now here we can see a basic form syntax which is written in the body. Here we have given the action submit form PHP and the method is post. The label tag is used to describe the name and next we have given the input type as text. And the another label which I have used is email, which has an input type email. Label for another label is message, which has an input type text area. Now let us see and run it in the program website browser. Here we can see the basic HTML form.